I remember when I just began to do the so-called female-centric films. At that time, uh, they hadn't even started using that term. People would say कि यार ऐसी फिल्में नहीं चलती. You know, just like um, this man in the film says, I'm sure you've seen it in the trailer. He says, "मुसीबत आन पड़ी तो lady अफसर को भेज दिया." Like, you know, so patronizing. So ये people would tell me, हाँ एक आध ऐसी फिल्में कर लो ठीक है, पर बड़े हीरो के साथ फिल्म करना बहुत जरूरी है.
वैसे कभी मन करता है विद्या वो स्विट्जरलैंड के एल्प्स में शिफॉन की साड़ी में भी कर लूं?
नहीं वो देखना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, पर मुझे वो करने में मजा नहीं आता.
For all film-related interviews, reviews and content, please like and subscribe to Pooja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Vidya playing Vidya, Sherni playing Sherni. So first question to the Sherni, who is a Sherni in real and real. How does it get better than this, and was it like easy peasy for you?
Actually, I have to say, Pooja, that this was probably one of the easiest shoots that I've been on. It was so smooth. We had a team, of course, helmed by Amit, that was so well prepared. And because there are so many variables on a film set anyway, but because we were shooting in a jungle, I think the preparation was to the T. And koi chillam chilli nahi hoti thi. We had, of course, Amit is very calm on set. I've also done lots of ad films with him before that, so I knew that there's going to be no issue there. But also we had Rakesh Haridas, who's a cinematographer, and the entire team actually was so shant. Also we had to keep the sound decibels low because we were shooting in a jungle. But I think at the end of the day, I'd always feel like, oh, khatam ho gaya. You were breathing fresh air. It just felt so, it was easy peasy.
True. And Amit, before I come to you, Vidya, a viewer actually commented on the trailer saying, a tigress always finds her way around in the jungle, just the way Vidya Balan has found her way around in the industry.
Arey wah, thank you. Whoever said that, thank you very much.
So, and Amit, like, she is a very real and rooted actor, and your kind of cinema is also very real and rooted. So was it something that just came in sync, fell in sync?
Absolutely. I think when we narrated this story to Vidya, she instantly liked it and connected with the character. Also, I think Vidya is a sensitive person and does understand human nature very well, so that helped. And she did her own research. She met people. She tried to understand more about the job. So she tried to bring out the various layers that were there in the writing. And I think you'll see it when you watch the film.
Certainly. Vidya, also your character here is a little quieter and reticent if I compare her to your other characters like the Beast, Sulu, Shakuntala Devi, who've been more vivacious in your face, or for that matter, Silk. So and you also as a person are very bubbly, vivacious, there's like energy. So what was it like playing Vidya Vincent? Could you relate to her? I mean, the battles are similar.
No, I could relate to her, of course, and I know lots of people of the kind of personality like Vidya. But yes, I'm far removed from her in person. So that was tough. I will not deny it at all. But what I like about Vidya Vincent is that, while most of my characters have been very obviously strong women, Vidya Vincent doesn't come across as strong, but is, she's someone who's very strong-willed. She's got great courage of conviction. She will stand up for what she believes in, whatever it takes. So, I think it also opened up my definition of strong. It expanded my definition of strong playing Vidya. There were times when I would grapple with having to be so internal, quiet, withdrawn, non-reactive. But I hope I've given Amit, a Vidya the way he had envisioned her.
I'm sure you have. Amit, what do you have to say to that?
Yeah, I think Vidya is playing somebody who has patience, who's a listener. She listens to people. She's somebody who believes that one person can't bring about change. You need an entire community and the effort of an entire community. So she's somebody who is a team player. She wants to. The team that she leads, she makes everybody feel comfortable. So this is a different kind of a leadership, that you see in her, that you don't see in many films. So yeah, I agree with what Vidya was saying.
And also, Vidya, as you said, given a voice, and also the kind of characters you've given a voice to have empowered women who have been silent, like, hey, take the lead. Also, there are certain women, like whether be it Silk, whether it be Shakuntala Devi, the non-conformists of those times, you have also embraced them. Somewhere I also look back, we are so steeped in patriarchy that I sometimes as a woman also tend to judge. So as a woman who has played all these characters, what is your notion of feminism, if I may ask? Because even I don't know what is feminism now, because...
Yeah, which is why a little while ago I told someone that I am a work in progress feminist, because my understanding of feminism is constantly evolving. My understanding of equality is evolving, because, whether we like it or not, we're all, that the patriarchal mindset is deeply embedded in us. We are products of it. We are therefore as much victims as we are perpetrators of it. Like you said, I catch myself being judgmental and maybe a misogynist sometimes. And I would have never expected that of me. But then that is a reality, because, awareness is a lifelong process. It doesn't happen with a click of a finger. So, of course, you can be woke and you can be aware of what is the right thing to do, but to actually implement it or to live it, I think takes a lifetime.
And both of you, in a way, are non-conformists when it comes to approaching your craft. So what would you want to say of that? Like, being a non-conformist, does it help or is it challenging in the kind of world we live in?
Amit?
I mean, that's the only way I can function. So...
Yeah, because I don't know another way. It's not like I've chosen to be a non-conformist.
It would be tougher for somebody who probably is defined as you see, these are boxes at the end of the day, conformist, non-conformist, because there are layers, there are certain things to which I may be conforming to, certain things which I may not be conforming to. So I think all of us have these layers in us. So maybe making cinema, there are certain elements that you find are not conforming with the norm, but there may be other people who may think that we are still conforming to the norm. So this is a debate which can be never ending, but I think this is the way I am. So I can speak for myself. So this is the only way I can function.
What about you, Vidya? You have redefined what entertainment means and the kind of characters. You've totally redefined it. And a lot of women, and I'm sure actors thank you for that.
It's not like I set out to do it, Pooja. I was just playing by instinct and I continue to do so. And I'm glad that I've been the face of that definitive change in cinema. But I've just been the face of it, very honestly. I was at the right place at the right time, just following what felt right. So I'd say doing the right thing, and therefore it's all panned out like this, but I didn't choose to break any stereotypes or challenge any notions. I just wanted to be true to myself. And I think along the way, other things happened. It's a domino effect, and for the good, thankfully.
Totally. And एक और comment आप दोनों को बताती हूँ. Someone has said, when you take good actors, this is for both of you, like Vidya, that means you're respecting the audience. Because does this make you anxious, the kind of, the people have faith in you, like Vidya Balan will not disappoint?
Yeah, I feel very humbled to hear that. But I hope I hope I'm always able to live up to the faith that people have shown in me.
So, Amit, was she your first go-to choice to play Vidya Vincent, and that's why it was titled Sherni, because the Sherni is basically protecting another Sherni?
See, Vidya was the first choice. Like I said, the title came much later.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I think it came just before we were going on floor, and Vidya was the first choice because it was a layered character, like I said before, and she's somebody I've seen her the entire spectrum. Like she can pull off any. She just understands what is needed and what is needed to be given, what is needed to be withheld.
So we have seen the man versus animal stories pan out, but this is really interesting. It's a female tigress and a woman forest officer. Yeah. So what was your takeaway, both of yours? Like, you are helming the project, she's leading the project.
Amit, would you like to say something?
What is the question?
Basically, man versus animal. We've seen these stories pan out. Here is a female forest officer, and on a tigress, it's interesting. She's trying to, she's being there's gaslighting happening. She's trying to break through that also. What was your takeaway? Both your takeaways.
Like, what do you mean by takeaway?
Takeaway. When you were doing the film, how did that idea come? And I'll ask her as an actor, what was her takeaway?
Okay, the idea came from the core philosophy, of, like, before we decided on the tigress, the writer and I were discussing various ideas for the last 3-4 years. And one of the core philosophies that we wanted to tackle was that of conservation, and how humankind is one with nature and not separate. And the best way to deal with this is to to find a story was to go to the flagship species, which is the tiger, So once you protect the tiger, you end up protecting the whole jungle, because you end up protecting whatever the tiger eats, and whatever the prey eats. So the entire food chain gets saved. So we thought it'd be interesting to deal with a tiger and an officer who's trying to, save it from being hunted. So, so I think it just happened, there was no conscious, there was no conscious decision to go with this, but it was interesting because we didn't want the officer to be a newbie, like a new officer. We wanted her to have a few years of experience on the field and be a little disillusioned with what was happening around her. And she was at the verge of, quitting her job. And then something like this happens and she finds a purpose to stick to her job. So the story, it was a result of various discussions, So it just came out in the flow, over a couple of years maybe.
Vidya, any moment of Vidya's struggle trying to find a purpose resonated with you at any time?
Yeah, most importantly, when you were talking about the takeaway, for me as an actor, as a woman, as a human being, I think it's the fact that no action is small. And it doesn't matter how alone you feel when you set out to do the right thing. Eventually, it all works out. The intent has to be there. Whether you talk about Vidya Vincent's journey or the overall, whether we talk about conservation, I think we're all stakeholders. We have to realize that, just like Vidya didn't give up, even though at some point she felt like she was battling the entire system alone, maybe. I think we have to all realize that we can all make a change. You don't have to do anything dramatic or big. You don't have to be an activist, but you can effect change in the smallest of ways in your everyday life. I think that was the takeaway for me. And what resonated with me was, of course, I remember when I just begun to do the so-called female-centric films. At that time, they hadn't even started using that term. People would say, कि यार ऐसी फिल्में नहीं चलती. Just like this man in the film says, I'm sure you've seen it in the trailer, he says, "Musibat aan padi to lady afsar ko bhej diya." Like, so patronizing. So, yeah, people would tell me, हाँ, एक आध ऐसी फिल्में कर लो, ठीक है, पर बड़े हीरो के साथ फिल्म करना बहुत जरूरी है. It's the same thing. So, I did. I think that also this idea of femininity and how we see it, how the mother-in-law tells her कि अरे 9 तोले का हार दिया है, पहन लो. It doesn't matter what she's doing, कि वो जंगल में है, वो काम कर रही है, पर 9 तोले का हार पहनना बहुत जरूरी है. All these little things.
It's amazing, ना? Vidya doesn't need a hero in a film. वो खुद की फिल्म की हीरो हीरोइन सब कुछ है combined. वैसे कभी मन करता है विद्या वो स्विट्जरलैंड के एल्प्स में शिफॉन की साड़ी में भी कर लूं?
नहीं. वो देखना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, पर मुझे वो करने में मजा नहीं आता.
I'm sure वो हम आपके इंस्टाग्राम पे देख लेते हैं जब आप अपनी साड़ी फैला के. So, Vidya, which is that one conversation or something narrative you want to see now going forward? इतना सब कुछ तो कर लिया.
One, what is that one?
Conversation or narrative you want to see unfolding more, and or you would want to help जो नहीं हुआ है.
I really can't think of anything because I've never planned anything in my career कि अच्छा इस तरह की फिल्म करनी है, and then look at it, Sherni happened. Totally. So I feel जब तक अच्छे writer directors हैं, producers हैं, मुझे फिक्र करने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Totally. So जाते both of you tell me now, the way we have lived our life for the past 18 months, are you okay going back to the life that as we knew it, or are you comfortable in this space?
I think I am not beginning to, I think I've gotten very comfortable staying at home because I am a homebody in the first place. So I like the fact that घर पे बैठे सब कुछ हो रहा है. But I know we'll have to step out at some point, and then that will again become our new normal.
Totally. What about you, Amit? Excited to get back?
I want to get out because I don't think it's
natural.
Yeah, it's not natural to stay in your house. One needs to go out, meet people, get back to work. People have to get back to work. It's been really tough for a lot of people. So I'm waiting for the vaccines to get out and everybody to go back, life to go back to normal. So I hope it happens soon.
Thank you so much, both of you. Let's hear the Sherni roar and keep roaring, Vidya. Love you like that.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.